What's up, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Marriage Unmastered. It's me, your boy Hen, and I'm here with the amazing, the lovely, spectacular, the wife, Shireal.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's going on, y'all? Excited to be back again for another blessed week. We missed y'all.
No, that's a real statement. We definitely miss y'all. We missed doing the podcast. We're so excited to be back for season 5.
Absolutely.
I feel like every time we're out, Henry's running into somebody, telling him about the podcast. Every single day we're meeting somebody new and just sharing this information. So we're really excited to be back.
Yeah, you got to. Let me say something. If you don't promote your own stuff, how do you expect other people to promote you? They won't. I'm not going to invest my money and my dollars into your business if you don't want to do it yourself. So I think that's something I keep in the back of my mind or in the front of my mind to promote Marriage Unmastered as much as I can.
Well, so with that being said, for those of you who are listening, for those of you who have told a friend to tell a friend and shared, we just really want to thank you for continuing to be a part of this journey with us and helping us to build this community.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's talk. Can we talk? Can we talk about what's been going on?
Yeah. So I really want to say over the past couple of days, y'all, been going through some situations with my wife, and I've been struggling a lot. Yeah,
This is new.
Yeah, I've been struggling with the issue of sharing my food.
Okay, I thought this was like real. This is a joke.
This is absolutely real. I've been struggling because it's just been a struggle. But I'm trying to do better day by day. Why you look like you so shocked and you?
I'm actually disappointed.
Disappointed in what?
I actually thought it was gonna be some real like meat to what you were about to say, and then you said you're struggling with sharing your food. I feel very kind of let down. I feel like the listener is also pretty let down.
Wow.
That was what you had to share.
Nah, I'm really joking, y'all.
Exactly. So anyways, I have something real to talk about.
Please share.
Whatever just happened there, we apologize. I almost want to delete that part of the video. But anyways.
Maybe we should start over then.
Maybe we should.
Okay.
No, I'm just joking.
Hey.
Ain't no point in starting it over now. I want y'all to see the nonsense. The nonsense.
Oh, it ain't no nonsense. That's
the nonsense that goes on.
That's a real statement. That's a real thing.
Yes. Okay. So listen to this. I have been struggling this week. Not with my husband particularly.
Praise God. Praise God.
Well, I'm saying that like meaning there wasn't like a major struggle. There's always daily, But anyways, with our daughter. So this week, our daughter turned 7, and our little princess is very, very high maintenance, very, very spoiled. But she's also very kind, and she's very sweet, and she's very caring. And she is all these lovely things that kind of make us feel like it's justified to spoil her. For instance, one of her friends' moms, we ran into her in the store this week, and we were picking out stuff for her birthday, and we were going back and forth. Like Henry's always saying, "Shireal, it's too much," and I'm always like, "But just one more thing," He's always trying to pull me back, and I'm always like,
"That's a real fact, y'all."
That's a fact. And so we ran into her friend's mom, and she was telling us that her daughter had come home and she was being bullied by some of the other little girls. And you know how kids are. So right now, one of the big things, if you have kids, Stanley Cups are like Jordans. Okay. When they talk about these Stanley Cups, like they got to be the name brand Stanley Cup.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
I was saying like Stanley's is like what Jordans are to the fellas, and some females. That's what Stanley's are to the young ladies.
They are a big deal to this generation of at least 7, 8, or 9-year-olds, right? So,
and I wonder why.
I don't know. It's like a big deal. Like it has to say Stanley has to be the real thing, not like one of the ones you get from the Five Below. It has to have the name Stanley on it, right? So, anyways, some of the other little girls were making fun of her daughter because her cup wasn't a Stanley, right? It didn't have the name Stanley on it. And so she said, but Harley's our child. She's like, but she said, Harley was the only one defending me. And Harley said, so what if it's not a Stanley? It doesn't have to say Stanley. It's still a nice cup. Like, and she was like sticking up for her. And I just had like a proud moment as a mom. Like,
proud mom moment.
I mean, so proud. Like, okay, we're doing something right. Because I don't play that mean girl stuff. Like, I always tell her, like, be kind to everyone. Like, people are different. It doesn't matter. Like, and she clearly is just that person. So it was a nice thing to hear. So of course that's my justification too. Let's buy more.
Yeah,
she deserves it. Like... She deserves it. But with all that said, so these are some of the things that were happening this week with Hartley. Now this is what I thought what he could have used instead of that food reference that was ridiculous in the beginning.
We'll circle back to that. By the way.
So another little tidbit we learned about her this week. So we're driving home. We always ask, how was your day? And we have conversations about like what they learned in school. And somehow it came up. She has a boyfriend.
Y'all almost crashed that car immediately.
Mind you, she was 6. She turned 7 this week. So she's 6, 7, right?
6, 7, talking about
So she has a boyfriend. So my poor husband is like shaking, like, and I'm like, so mommy, I'm going into like investigation mode. Like, okay, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean that you have this boyfriend? And so I just need to share this with y'all because our 6-year-old, right? Her definition of what a good relationship or a relationship is, right? So I said, what does it mean to have a boyfriend? And she said, well, when I fall down, he helps me back up. Mm-hmm. And if he falls down, I help him back up. And if we're playing tag and someone tries to get me, he blocks them and protects me. And I said, well, what else do y'all do, you and this boyfriend? She said, and we talk. So I'm like, so at first, this is later. Like I'm thinking about this as we're doing, like preparing for the podcast, like and thinking about what some of the things that happened this week. But when I thought about it, like, you know, after the initial shock and explaining to her, like, boyfriend is a big word for a 6-year-old, you know, and it was funny because Henry's like going, you know, he's in a whole nother mind space as she's explaining all this, and I'm kind of processing. So he goes, what else do y'all do? Do y'all kiss?
As I should be.
Right. He goes, did y'all kiss? She goes, ew, yeah, gross, daddy. Why would you even ask me that? So I'm like, why would you even ask her that? And she's like, daddy, gross. Kissing is for grown-ups or something, or for married people.
She said for adults and for people like in college and stuff.
She said, I'm only 6 years old. She said, oh, gross. So I just need to let's take a step back, right? A 6-year-old's definition of a healthy relationship is when they fall down, they help each other back up. Mm-hmm. When they're in danger, they protect each other and they talk. So when we're talking about intimacy in its purest form, from the mouth of a baby, I was like, wow, Hen, could you imagine if adults followed those simple tools of a healthy relationship? Those simple tools. It didn't have anything to do with sex or kissing or touching, or if I fall down, he helps me up. If I'm in danger, he protects me, and we talk.
So in other words, she looked at a healthy relationship as being one that we communicate well, Number 2, I feel safe and secure because he protects me. And the other is like, if I ever fall or get in bad times, like he's going to pick me up. He's going to encourage me.
And be there for me.
So that sounds like communication, security, and protection. And and encouragement.
Could you imagine if, as a grown person, that's how we went into our relationships?
Okay.
Do you see how pure that form of intimacy is?
Absolutely.
I mean,
it's real pure.
It literally like blew my mind, right? Like because if you ask an adult that same question, you have a boyfriend, what does that mean? I would love to hear. Like literally, we might have to take up this to the live, because before we even say what the 6-year-old said, I want to know from y'all, what is your definition of a relationship? What are your expectations? Are they communication? Are they picking each other back up? Are they protecting each other's hearts? And from danger? Like, seriously, like let's think about that as adults. What our definition of a healthy relationship is, what our definitions of intimacy is. I can almost guarantee, and I'm just guessing, this is my wild card, that most people are going to say other things like,
absolutely,
we go out together and, he or she buys me things.
Yeah.
Or he ain't messing with nobody else, or, like, okay. Right? Like,
but you know what? I also think about how you can take her saying she has a boyfriend, right, and spin it and say, okay, take what she gave us, security, encouragement, and protect. What is it? What was the other one I used? Communication. And say, listen, if you're going to ever date anybody or marry anybody, these are the qualities that you build your foundation off of. And I think that's a start, because inevitably we're going to have to go through this process where she's going to be dating and all that. You know what I'm saying? But
that's her foundation of what a healthy relationship. Like, if you're going to be my partner or boyfriend or girlfriend, like, these are the things that the first things I should see.
Yeah.
So it's like, but it's just like, I literally had thought about it so hard. Like, what do adults enter those relationships that way? And I believe in our minds, we think that we are looking at them that way, but look at all these crazy relationships and you're like, are you doing the basics? How many posts do you see if you're on social media about basics of relationships and you see communication? If we were all doing that, why does it have to be like broadcast so heavy? Mm-hmm. Communication. Shouldn't that be like what intimacy 101?
Yeah, but you gotta understand, everybody doesn't have the opportunity to have a foundation like that. They grew up seeing toxic things, or terrible relationships. Not to say that they could have changed the narrative in their life later on, but if that's their base, it's gonna take a lot of work to do better. And I mean, it's a struggle for everybody. Even with a good foundation, you can end up being terrible because it's like, that was boring to me. I didn't want to be like that.
So I guess we get to take a little bit of the credit, like we're showing her healthy things. I mean, because I really didn't even think, that's a good point, Henry. I didn't even think about it like it's what she sees. I was just thinking, like, in the mind of a 6-year-old, this is what boyfriend should look like.
Yeah.
But maybe it is because, obviously, I wasn't thinking about what she is exposed to. But it still came from a child. Like, I'm sure she sees other things because, first of all, she goes to school and she's sometimes accidentally sees things on TV because all these kid shows ain't kid shows. Like every single Disney movie, somebody kissing.
That's a fact.
But she didn't mention kissing.
It's so romantical.
It's so romantical. That's her thing. We be like, hold up.
What's romantical, girl?
We don't even need to be talking about romantical. But
exactly.
But that wasn't one of her qualifications.
Yeah. Communication, security, and encouragement.
Right there, y'all. That's it. That's the formula. That's the formula. Literally from the mouth of babes. That's the formula.
That's SCC.
So I just want us to really think about that as we go into our daily days with our spouses or whatever relationship, for those of you who are single and you're entering new relationships or looking for the next thing or whatever it is, like let's start from the bottom and the basics. Like I said, intimacy 101. What are some of the core things that we should be looking for where we know this is going to be a healthy space for you?
I think one major one for every woman is security. Number one.
Yes.
Like not only feeling safe financially, but like mentally and emotionally. Like I know I can count on you, Henry, or I can depend on you because you're not going to put me in a state of mind where I'm afraid or I'm scared or I'm always looking to you like what's going on because there's no base, And with that, like when I say with that security blanket, it comes like, okay, I can breathe. I can rest. I can relax a little bit.
I can be a woman.
Absolutely.
And please don't. Because I feel like I know where you're going with this. I saw something just literally the other day, and it was like, how come women of the new women or whatever they have masculine traits? And the speaker pretty much said, like, if I have a man who is doing all the masculine things, that gives me the space to be feminine.
Absolutely.
But if I have to step up and do the things that typically, and I'm speaking very conservatively right now, so please don't drag me, but that typically you would, at least biblically, the man should be leading and as the head of my home. And okay, let's go biblically because I want to say typically. If he's not doing those things, if he's not leading, if he's not being the head of the house, if he's not praying for our family, if he's not, so then it puts me in a space where I feel like I have to step into that role and do those things. But if he's doing those things, it gives me the freedom to be more feminine. Okay. And again, this topic, I can see all the alarms going off from all over the internet, but here it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And so, like, when you think about it that way, and I can see a lot of people saying, well, women make money too. I'm not talking about money. Because honestly, money, I'm not going to go on my theories about money because y'all will really hate me. But
I got a good point too.
Yeah,
to your
say
thing.
it. You say it.
No, not about the money, but with like the security and everything like that with women making money and on the different status of men. I also see like when women can get like that, they go into what I call it as a survival mode. And then when you're in a survival mode, you're going to kill everything and anything in front of you. And so if some men are caught in like the crosshairs or in that path, you're going to kill them because you're in survival mode right now. Because now you got to build yourself. You got to protect yourself. You have to build your house, your safety net, because it wasn't provided to you, or you didn't get that from someone else you were dating. And so that survival mode can be very dangerous because you put me in the woods with somebody and they trying to kill me, best believe you're going to get killed before you kill me. Or you try to attack my family. Like, survival mode is different. What you thinking?
I'm just listening. I'm trying to process where you go because you went to killing. But
No,
I guess
I
that's
meant, like,
the man thing. I'm like, what?
I'm talking in reference to just being in survival mode. It's like nobody gets any grace. Nobody survives. And so when you talk about how like some women can be portrayed as masculine.
Right. I'm just trying to protect my family.
Exactly.
Got it.
I'm trying to protect who I am because it's not being provided to me.
It's not being nurtured.
Correct.
Right. I get that. I think too, like, let me also, like, to your point of like not nurturing me or making me feel safe enough to like let you take the reins. Like, I think that also comes back to like the imbalance of like women in the workforce, right? So I've heard where men or relationships can go bad if a woman is making more, and so so Henry and I have been in both situations throughout our 11 years almost of marriage, where he's made all the money and I wasn't working, or he's made more than me, or at times where I've made more than him. Like we've done the seesaw, and so, and I actually got asked that question, like, how does it, if he's making more than you, like, I mean, if you're making more than your husband, like, how does that make you feel? And I'm like, it don't make me feel no way. And I'm going to tell you why. Here's the thing. I have a husband who, it doesn't matter how much money I make, he still feels the need to take care of the house. Like, and so my money becomes like bringing, making the home beautiful, taking care of the kids, like, whatever it is needed for the extra. Mm-hmm. But all the basics, like food, water, shelter, gas, like that's where he wants to spend his time and his finances to make sure that our basics are covered. And it doesn't matter which one of us is making. Mm-hmm. And people don't realize that alone, that's security for me, because if I stop working for whatever reason, I get pregnant, or I just don't feel like working, I want to stay home and take care of the kids, the foundation is set.
Yeah.
So like, that's the thing. Like, I want people to understand too, like, allow your husband to do what's on his heart to do, to whatever makes you to feel safe. Like, it's not about how much is made, it's about how you're allocating those funds and
how that money is impacting your household. And how it's impacting like two things, right? I learned that from my father. He taught me through his work ethic and taking care of the house, and he told me and my wife, he said, Henry, your check is a must. Your wife check is a plus. So that she loved that saying. I love my father-in-law for that. That's what she said. But when he said that put in my mind frame, like you are the responsibility. The responsibility is on you, Henry, because you took her from her father and said, I want to make her my wife. And so you took that safety and security that she had from her father, and now you have to provide it. And when a man is walking in his purpose and walking in his alignment by God, then there's nothing that can stop him. Nothing at all. But at the same time, he got to be walking right with God before he's able to lead properly.
And this is our second episode of season 5. So I know we're going to be giving out a lot of disclaimers, especially in the first couple episodes of the season. But for those of you who are new, mm-hmm. like, you will hear me and Henry speak a lot from what biblical principles are. So this is a Christian family household podcast, like everything. So if you're like, oh, where did that come from? A lot of what we're saying is just because of that's our beliefs in the Christian faith. So just putting that out there, because I do realize our audience is growing, and anytime you put anything on the internet, like, you'll hear me say a lot, don't drag me.
Don't drag my way. However, even coming from our perspective and our belief and our faith, we still be going crazy. Like, it ain't, when I mean going crazy, like, you'll hear the realness and the arguments. Well, not the arguments, but like,
no, I mean, absolutely.
It's a real thing, but we want to be
transparent
and authentic to ourselves and to marriage and to this podcast. Because if we fabricate everything and put makeup on what marriage is like, you'll never learn.
We'll never learn. I mean, because honestly, like, I still, even though I do, like I said last week, feel like we're finally in a place where we can give a little bit of advice. We're still learning every day.
Just a little bit, y'all.
I don't even like to say that. I don't really like to say that I'm giving anybody advice. I'm literally just sharing our story, but still, we're constantly learning each other, etc. So just know that what we're saying is really coming from a place of love and mm-hmm. encouragement, and hoping that we are continuing to just build each other and our community. So just know that. But anywho, There was something else I did want to say.
What's up?
About I just want to take it back to the beginning real quick, and I want to challenge you all to talk to your spouse or the person that you're in a relationship with, or if you're single, your girlfriends, and just ask the question, what is intimacy 101? What are some of the basics that we want to see in our relationship, or we want to grow or improve, and do they align with the simplicity of a 6-year-old? I mean, I literally had to, it really made me stop and think, do they align with the simplicity of intimacy 101? Because, I mean, if they don't, maybe we should start looking at getting in line. I'm just going to say that. Anyways, y'all.
Getting in line.
That's our time for this week. Hopefully some of this, connected. But we want to hear from you. Please, please, please. If you do not, if you have a topic that you want to hear us discuss, or if you have feedback, comments, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email at marriageunmastered@gmail.com. Also, just check out our website, marriageunmastered.com, and you can connect with us there. Because we literally, genuinely want to hear from you.
Oh, yeah. Hit us up on Instagram as well, Marriage Unmastered. The Facebook, Marriage Unmastered podcast. We're everywhere. The same symbol, same name. We're there.
Yep, we're here for you. Just to telling you all that happy marriages do exist.
They do.
And that what that looks like for you is different than what it looks like for us.
Absolutely.
But there are some basic fundamentals, and we just learned that, right? All right, y'all. We're going to talk to y'all next week. Thank you so much for listening in, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Master.
Later.
Bye.